Okay, Nick Dutch here yet again, just a quick thought experiment. If, by example, I had never met a Frenchman in my entire life, that would not necessarily mean to say that French people did not exist. If I'd read some books which pointed out evidence that there is a possibility that French people did exist, again, that would neither prove that they do exist nor that they don't exist. And even if it did provide proof, proof is not a statement of facts. If I was to meet someone who was a Frenchman, see them in the flesh, experience their presence, hear their accents, hear them tell me they came from Paris, can I take their word for it? Essentially, not necessarily. That is just a stream of information. It's not necessarily a statement of fact. And even if it was a statement of fact, the fact that it will be a statement does not state that it's a fact. If I was to go to a book and look up France, for example, and I would see a map of France, all the roads, the geographical borders and everything, can I rely upon that book to be accurate? Not necessarily. So the information provided to me in that book about the place called France could in fact be flawed, and in fact France might not exist. The information you see in a book is not evidence. And even if it was evidence, it would certainly not be proof. And even if it was proof, it would not be a statement of fact. Then what if I was to go to this place which is mentioned in the map? What if I was to go to France, and at the entrance to France I'd see signs saying Soyez le bienvenu à la France? Would I be able to trust that this was really a place called France? I'd know it was a different place because I travelled from one place to another. But what would make me think that this is within the idea called France? Essentially absolutely nothing. All I'd have is little pieces of information, little pieces of alleged evidence. And the evidence, when put together into a cohesive whole, might paint a picture that this place is actually France. But the evidence itself could still be flawed. Therefore, there is no evidence that France exists. But likewise, there is no evidence that France does not exist, and there is not a group of people who call themselves French. This leads us to start to formulate the idea that nothing is essentially true at all. When we say true, we mean a hard and fast, solid, 100% reliable fact. Everything is just a question of information and evidence. But evidence itself is not a statement of facts. Now, let's deviate from that just for a moment and think about just by example, the New World Order conspiracy. Admittedly, there is lots of information, but the information could have come from dubious sources. Admittedly, there's lots of evidence, but evidence is not proof. The fact that I might have farted this morning is not proof that I am a gas plant which provides energy to the national grid, by example. So, do we actually have any proof of the New World Order? No. Is the New World Order a direct certain fact? No. Is anything true? No. But likewise, it would also be just as illogical to state that everything is an illusion rather than everything is fact and solid and real. And I'll leave you to puzzle on that one just for a little while.